Hi guys, welcome back to another Craft With Me video. I have a super fun and super simple craft that we're gonna do, a project. So get out your scraps, and when I mean scraps, I mean fabrics, paper scraps, ribbons, all of that. Get that out, and also your paper clips, and then we're going to get started. But before we get into that, I do want to share with you something that I have on my desk, and I'm so excited. So this company called Glassboard Studio reached out to me asking if I wanted to try out one of their magnetic glass craft mats. And I've always wanted one, like a big one, and I thought, you know what, I want to try it. Send me one. And I asked them what their requirements were, and they just wanted me to try it out. So that's pretty much it. They did give me a discount code, and they have a Christmas in July sale going on, actually starting today, Friday, July 25th through Sunday, July 27th, ending at midnight Mountain Time. My code will give you 20% off of your entire order during those dates. And now if you decide to use my code after those dates, after Sunday, then my code will give you 15% off. So there's that. Now let me show you what they gave me. They sent me and they allowed me to choose. So they have different colors and they have different actual like styles. This is the one that I chose, and this is the vintage floral craft mat. So as you can see, it's kind of like a taupey beigey color, and then it has this really pretty design on the sides. I'm trying to cover the glare of my lamps, but it has these really pretty designs on it. And this is the 18 by 24 mat, which is the same size as the one that I had on here before, the black one. And so this is the one that I chose. They do have solid colors: white, gray, light gray, black, pink, solid colors. And then they have ones that have designs on them. Now you can also get like accessories to go with it. And because this is a magnetic one, it actually has a silver like backing on the back of this. And they sent me this, which is, look at how cool this is. This is a 6-inch Mega Mag ruler. And so you can either get a 6-inch, a 12-inch, or the combo of 6 and 12. But you do have to get these, you have to order these separately. They sent me the 6-inch in the blush pink, which I thought is super cool. And look at this. It has like this little edge here so that it's easy for you to kind of pull it off and on. Super neat, right? But you can hear the, oh, it's so cool. And then they sent me 2 of these, and it comes in a pack of 2, and they're called mini pawn magnets. And again, you can choose in different colors. Now they sent me the spring green, so you can get them in a pack of 2, a pack of 4, or a pack of 12. So depending on what you want. But I kind of wanted it to kind of match the whole vibe of my craft mat. So I asked them for pink and green, and this is the spring green. And these are just little extras that you can find on the website. They have a bunch of different things too. If you don't want these, they have them smaller. If you want a smaller bar, you can get that. So they have a bunch of different things on there. But if you want to take advantage of their Christmas in July sale starting today, Saturday the 25th, through Sunday the 27th, you can use my code SunsetCrafts and get that extra 20% off of your purchase. I will link their website and the code down in the description box below. And so let's go ahead and give this a try. Let's start with my actual craft. And let me kind of show you a little bit of what I've been making. And they're just, what do they call these? I'm sure I'll come up with a name for them. But they're like little, I don't know, markers. But look at how cute these are. I left this little piece out so that you can see how they would go onto the edge of your page. So instead of sticking them up this way on in your journals, you can stick them on the side and do it this way. Isn't that cute? So add like a little fun little thing to your pages. And so I made a few different ones, but again, they're all the same. These are this size of, I don't know what the size of these are. 2 inches. These are the 2-inch paper clips. And then I also made some using the smaller ones. And these are the 1-inch. So there's that. Let me bring you in just a little bit more. Okay. So like that, I can kind of see. And so I thought, you know what? Let's get our scraps out and kind of figure out what we like to do. Now let me show you what I did here. I brought out some of my little fun. And look, I got a jumbo one. I got one of the jumbo ones just to kind of see what it would look like. And I think it's fun. Like if you have a bigger size journal or something, I just thought that that would be kind of fun. So I don't know. I just thought that they were cute. So I have this one, and then I brought out a bunch of my little fun ones. If you remember, I hauled some of this fabric. And so I have Mickey, and then I have the different Disney movies. And so look at how cute they are. And then I did do one with fabric, and so we'll do some with fabric. And then I made some little ones. So here's one of the little ones. And this is just with ribbon. Now see, look, you can do it so that you can do it on either side. So there's this one, and there's this one. Look how cute that is. So I thought, let's try to make some more and see how they come out. So I have a bunch of different little things that we're going to use. So let's first make one using the, I'm going to put my little stuff here because it actually, it works out. So let's do some with some scraps. I have some of these scraps that I have from the TaylorMade journals. And so I've been cutting these. Let me tell you, these are 1 3/4 by 6 1/2. That's the size of these. Now this one I cut a little bit too deep, but then there's others that I cut a little bit not so deep, I guess. So let's do this. And I'll leave the measurements in the description box. And then I'm going to get this. And then if you notice that we have the opening on here, and then this one is solid. So you want to do it on this side. And so all I'm going to do is slide that under and bring it down. Okay. Now if you want it to be the opposite side, then of course you'll just have to do it this way. And then just kind of switch those over so that depending on what side you want it to go on. Okay, but I'm just going to leave it like this. And then we'll grab our glue. Making sure that I have this at the edge of my, of course, at the edge of my crease here. And all I'm going to do is add glue. I'm going to cut it as soon as I have it glued together. Now you don't have to have it all the way down. You can have it maybe like midway if you don't want it too thick. So you can kind of adjust your measurements of your paper or your fabric or whatever it is that you have. So you can just make like a little flap on the back. Let me see if I did that with any of them. No. This one I did. Look, see? So I didn't do it all the way down. So I just left the flap like this, because either way, you're not going to see the back anyway. And so there is this, and you can tell that this measurement actually fits really good on this, the 2-inch paper clip. So with this, I'm just going to kind of eyeball and see how far I want my slit to go. And then I'll just round out this little edge here. And there I have my little, what, kind of like a little flag or pendant kind of thing. And then we'll ink around it. So this will be just a kind of fun project for like the weekend. If you just feel like crafting, but you don't want to do or get too deep into a big project, these will be really fun to have on hand, just so that you can have some ready. I like to have things like this ready for whenever I do have journals that I need to make, and I have, you know, something that I need to just kind of stick in, then I have these ready and available for me. So let's grab, let's say, a little piece of something or other. I had a piece of this gauze from our last project from the what was it? The Tag Tuesday? So let's grab a little piece of this. I have my huge fabric scissors. So let's use a piece of this. Maybe I could cut a piece off here so that it's not so big. I can add that there. And then I can grab, what did I do with my, oh, here it is. I can grab this gal here, put this like this. See how fun it looks with the little gauze? I call it gauze. It's like the, what is it? Like the cheesecloth kind of stuff. Put that there. So what I'm going to do is, because I have that on the back, I'm going to add hot glue to this. And put this right on top here. Press that down. And then for ephemera, these are the photo booth, the Tim Holtz photo booth. And again, as per usual, I will be linking all of the little ephemera or supplies. I will be linking all of that in the description box below. Let's get some of the curator snippets. I felt like that didn't come out right, did it? And just kind of ink around this. I'm using Vintage Photo for this one. Let me just put that in there. Add a little bit of glue to this, put it down here. And then maybe this little one up at the top. Putting that here. And there we have it. There is our, look at how fun. Super easy, right? Okay. Let's go ahead and do some with fabric. Let's do some using, I have a bunch of strips over here. Should we use this one? Now again, I'm going to measure out, let's do, what did I say, 5.5? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. So let's just, I kind of like the torn look, so I'm just going to go ahead and get a strip here, about here, and just rip it. Let me get another paper clip. And then again, whatever side you want it on. I don't know why I kind of tend to do it the other way. So let's do it this way. So just pulling that through, and this is fabric. And then it can be as long or as short as you want it. I kind of like this length. So we're gonna leave it like this. And just so that it won't be too bulky in here, I'm gonna leave it this way and then just add my layers on top, because I feel like if I do too much layers to kind of fold over, I feel like it's gonna be too bulky. So let's leave it like this. I'll just add a couple dots of hot glue here. Press that down. And I think I'm going to, I have this without the cord, but I can actually add the cord inside. So I think I'm going to do that and leave it here, because otherwise it's going to bug me. Okay. Now we can add, actually I could cut the little, let's cut a little bit more. That little, like flag. I don't know what you call it. Okay, put that, and then I have some ribbons. Let's do let me bring out my ribbons so you could see what I'm working with. I have some of these. So this is kind of the chiffon from where is it from? Ooh, let's use this green. The chiffon rolls from Hobby Lobby. We can put that on there. And then along with let's cut this down. So we can add this here. And then I have some other laces. Let's see. Let's do this beige right on top. Kind of layering it. So maybe about here. Putting this like this. That'd be pretty, wouldn't it? And then I have all of these fun little things. Look at this. I have all of these off to the side over here. So let's see. Let's do maybe some, let's do 2 of these little roses. Let's do maybe blues. Should we do blues in here? We'll do blue. And I think I'm just going to glue these directly on. But I'm going to put just a little thing of glue, but because I want to smush it down. I want to see if I can get it smushed down all the way. And because these are very thin layers, the lace and then the chiffon underneath, I wanted to kind of hold down everything. And I'll probably put a couple drops of glue on the edges just so that it won't come apart. But see, holding that down, it's going to really flatten out our little roses. So just adding a little drop of glue. Let's smooth that out and put it right here and hold that down. Just pressing that down, and it dries pretty quickly, so I just want it as pressed down as possible. I don't want to add bulk to my journals. And then here, just add a little dab of glue there. And I can actually leave that. And there is that one. Cute, right? So there's fabric. Now let's do a lace one, but the lace would be using the smaller ones. So I don't think I need this anymore, so let me close this before it dries out my tip here. So let's do lace. So let's try, actually I like this. I got this from Temu forever ago, I think it was. I think it is Temu, but it has this, it has like the measuring tape on it. I think it's really cool. So let's do something like this. And then we can make this go into kind of a, like a little ribbon thing like this. You know what I mean? How do you say that? Let's kind of cut this down a little bit. So here's that. Now this, I am going to layer up my trims here. So let's get these to kind of match up. So again, just eyeball whatever size you like, however long you want them. So let's do these two, but I think I'm going to put this on top of this. And we can actually cut these at an angle. So if you actually fold it in half, the edges, and then you cut down from the side where the fold is, you get the fold and you cut down to the open edges. Does that make sense? Then it'll give you that. So let's do it again on these. So again, the folded side over here, the open edge over here, this is the corner. So you want to do it from the folded edge down at an angle to the corner. It doesn't matter how you fold, as long as the edges are together. And there we have our little slits. Now we can do this. Oh, this is going to be pretty. Okay, so this we're going to have to add in here. So just kind of stick that underneath that little edge there. Okay, we're going to even out the ribbons underneath. Kind of center them. And then we can put them like this. See that? And then for here, I'm going to add a dot of glue down here. Folding that over. And because it's the lace trim here, it's stuck underneath, so we don't need to add too much glue. But look how pretty that looks. And then we can add a little bow. I have this, or I have the brighter pink. No, I think this one's better. So we can add this right here. Yeah. Just a little line of glue on the back. And add it about here. Look how cute. See? And this will go in like this. Cute, right? There it is. I showed you all three styles. Now let me bring out all the ones that I've made. So there's this. Hold on, because I made a few last night. But look at how pretty. Look at this one. And then there's this one that I showed you. So they don't have to be like open this way. You can actually make them like this. And look at how pretty these look. Sorry. But look how pretty. They can be little bookmarkers. They can be just little additions or your little accessories. Look at this one. This is actually both fabric and lace with a little flower there. And then there's this one. This is fabric and the chiffon and the lace. See that? So I can show you how all of these look. Look at that. And then, let's see, are all of those then the one we just made right? Oh no, this is the one I made earlier as well. Now this one, this one with the black ruler kind of thing on it, the measuring tape, this one I actually found at Hobby Lobby. So if you're interested, you can probably find that there. But there's that one. And then there's this one. Oops. That's the only thing that you have to be careful is when you put them on. But there's that one. I didn't put the thing on underneath that tab part right. So just be aware of that. But then there's this one. And then of course we have the one that we just made. The fabrics and lace. And then we have these. These I got from, I think I got these from Joann's. I think they have them at Michael's too. But there's those. Let me move my hot glue gun. And then we have the ones with the paper. So these are paper, and this one I added, it's paper, but I added just a top layer of the fabric. And then I added with little, I think I added it on this one too. Some, if you want to add hardware, or you can even add like a little charm or something here at the edge. That would be fun too. Actually, a charm would be really easy to do. I just happen to have one here. So if you have a charm, let's do it on this one. Then you don't even have to use your pliers to open it up. All you have to do is put that in and bring it around. And look, there you have a little charm. Cute, right? Let's see what it looks like when you put it on a paper. See? And that'll be at the edge of your pages. So you can add little charms. Cute, right? Okay. So that, my friends, is it. Something super simple but super cute, and you can get out all of your scraps and have fun with it. So this is it. This is my craft for today. I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that jazz. And don't forget, I will be leaving the link and my discount code for glassboardstudio.com. And I hope you enjoy. Have a great weekend, guys, and I will see you next week with more videos. Bye, guys.